Have you ever been in a situation where you saw a problem, a big one, and everyone just stood around, waiting for someone else to fix it? It's frustrating, right? You see the solution so clearly, but you're not in charge, so you're supposed to just wait. Well, today I want to tell you a story about someone who decided waiting wasn't an option. It's a story about turning a problem on its head and becoming the solution yourself. This is the story of Florence Nightingale. Now, you've probably heard her name, the lady with the lamp, the founder of modern nursing. But what you might not know is that she wasn't just a kind woman who tended to the sick. She was a revolutionary, a data geek, and a woman who flat out refused to accept the status quo even when it meant defying generals and governments. When the Crimean War broke out in the 1850s, the reports coming back from the front lines were horrific. But it wasn't just the battles that were killing soldiers. More men were dying from diseases like cholera and typhus in the filthy, overcrowded hospitals than on the battlefield itself. It was a complete disaster. The British government knew it was a PR nightmare. They needed someone to go out there and sort things out. So they sent Florence Nightingale along with a small team of nurses when she arrived at the Barrack Hospital in Scutari. The conditions were worse than she could have ever imagined. There were rats, overflowing sewers, and men lying in their own filth on the floor. There weren't enough beds, bandages, or even basic supplies like soap. The army doctors and officers resented her presence. They saw her as a civilian, a woman, interfering in their business. They told her to wait for orders, to go through the proper channels, but men were dying every single day. Waiting wasn't a strategy, it was a death sentence. So, what did she do? She didn't wait. She took the money she had, a fund from the London Times, and she bought supplies herself. She got hundreds of scrubbing brushes and ordered the nurses and the more able-bodied patients to scrub the hospital from top to bottom. She established a laundry so the men would have clean linens. She even set up a kitchen to cook them nutritious food. But here's where she went from being a great nurse to being a true visionary. She knew that just cleaning up wasn't enough. She had to prove that her methods worked. So she started collecting data. Meticulously. She recorded everything: the number of deaths, the causes of death, the conditions in the wards. She was a statistician before that was even a common term. She didn't just collect numbers. She visualized them. She invented a new kind of chart, the polar area diagram, which was a kind of pie chart that was incredibly easy to understand. With one look, anyone, even a busy politician or a general, could see the shocking truth. Her sanitation reforms were saving lives. The death rate at her hospital plummeted. She wasn't just solving the immediate problem of dying soldiers. She was building a system. She sent her data back to London, and it was so compelling, so undeniable, that it forced the government to act. They sent out a sanitary commission which improved hygiene in all army hospitals, drastically reducing the death toll. When Florence Nightingale came home, she wasn't just a hero. She was an authority. She used her fame and her data to completely overhaul the healthcare system. Her work didn't just change nursing, it changed how we think about public health, hospital design, and the importance of sanitation. She saw a problem, and instead of waiting for permission, she became the solution. She used her skills, her compassion, her intelligence, and her incredible determination to make a difference. She proved that one person, armed with evidence and a refusal to give up, can change the world. So, the next time you see something that's broken, something that needs fixing, don't just wait for someone else to step up. Think about Florence Nightingale. Maybe you have the skills, the idea, or the passion to be the solution. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to stop waiting for orders and start making a change yourself. Thanks for watching today. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about people who change the world. See you next time.